Hey y'all, good morning. Well, I'm saying good morning. I don't know when you're gonna view this video. It's about 8 o'clock here, about 8:20. Okay, let me get to it. The other company I want to talk about is, I talked about Grubhub, I talked about Favor, talked about Waiter. I hadn't talked about Postmates. So let me talk about Postmates. In my city, Postmates is not popping like I wanted to out here. To me, out of all the app companies I work for, Postmates will be the best. The only con is that in my city, because it's such a small town and there's so many app companies going on, they're not that popular. So maybe I probably only get about somewhere between 1 to 3 delivery options with Postmates when I start working for them. So I don't get like a ton. I wish I could get like 10, because man, when I do Postmates, I work during their peak hours. Their peak hours are between 11 to 2 and then 5:30 to 9:30, and that's in my region. I don't know how it is in other states, but when I work during those peak times, you automatically get $12 per customer, okay? And the customers tend to tip pretty good. So I always get somewhere between 16 and 25 per delivery, okay? And the reason being is because they actually factor in like your miles. They factor in your wait time at the restaurant. So I don't even like, I don't even call the order in. If I have to work for Postmates, I will order it once I get there, unless I'm just in a rush and I'm trying to get somewhere. But the longer you wait at the restaurant, the more money that you're gonna make. I didn't know that. One day I worked off of the peak hour schedule. Like I didn't work between 11 and 2. It was like maybe, I think like 11 o'clock at night. I was heading home from something, and I was like, let me go do a delivery for Postmates. I made like $4. I was so mad. I could have went home and went to sleep. They actually factor in your wait time at the restaurant and your distance, your mileage. They factor in a lot more than some of the other app companies do. So Postmates is a great company. I went good money with them. Good money. One day I actually did have a busy day. I probably had like maybe 4 deliveries, and I made $100 just with those 4 deliveries alone. So Postmates is a good company. It's not that much I can really say about it. There's no schedule that you have to sign in on. If you sign in those peak hours, I mean, you can turn off your app. I mean, there's no acceptance rate. I mean, I'm quite sure there's an acceptance rate, but in my city, I don't really have a lot of deliveries from them, so I'm not really rejecting a whole lot from them because I don't have a lot. I wish I did. I really wish I did, but if you got Postmates in your city, especially if you're in a big city like Atlanta, if you're, I guess, in New York, or even in Houston, Texas, if you have a Postmates, you make some good money just along with Postmates, especially if you're working in those peak hours. So there's not a lot I can say about Postmates. Postmates is a pretty simple company. It's very simple. There's no scheduling involved. You just sign in when you want to work. And even if you're not working all those peak hours, I'm going to say you'll make between 5, well, I'm going to say 4, because that's what I made one time, 4 and $12. It depends on if that person's tipping, if you're waiting at the restaurant for a long time, because they actually factor in a whole lot. So I don't really work off their peak hours. I don't do their peak hours. I mean, I don't work away from their peak hours. I only work during their peak hours. Sometimes if I'm just out and about, like right now I'm heading home, and Postmates is also a 24-hour app. In my region, let me tell you the times of all the apps, okay? Waiter is it opens at 8. So Waiter is my earliest app company. They open at 8. They close at 10 on the weekday, and on the weekend, which will be considered Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they close at 11. Okay. Favor is 10 to 10. Grubhub is 11 to 10. And then Postmates is 24 hours, okay? So I like Postmates. Great company. If I was you and you got it in your city, I would sign up. If you just need like a quick 20, You do one delivery during the peak hours, you're almost guaranteed to make that 20. You do 2 deliveries, you might make 40. I love Postmates. I don't know. I watch other people talk about Postmates, but I don't know if it's different everywhere because I'm not hearing people say that they're making them numbers. But I know in my city, I get paid a good amount of money for those little. I don't know if everybody's making it. Maybe it's because we don't have a lot of people in my city. I'm not sure. But when I first started working for Postmates, I was really thinking I was the only delivery driver. And I took off from Postmates maybe about a month, and people were still ordering. So I'm like, I know they have a few people out here doing Postmates. But in my city, it's just not as popular. It's not super popular here. Maybe throughout the week, if I was to try to work every day, maybe I would get somewhere between 3 to 10 deliveries per week. Maybe. You know, but I don't work for Postmates all the time because they're not that popular. The other apps are kind of popping, and Postmates ain't popping. But if Postmates was popping, I'd probably be doing Postmates more than anything else because they don't demand a lot of your time. You know, you can choose which delivery you want. You're not locked into a schedule. So I don't know why I say schedule. I don't know why I say schedule. I guess it's because I'm country. I don't know. Schedule. I was listening to one of my videos and I was like, what in the world? Why am I saying schedule? Schedule. I'm just going to say schedule. Okay, so Postmates is a good company. I'm trying to think of anything else I can say about them. The sign up was simple. They mailed my stuff in like 3 days later. And they actually let you, like I was working out of my... I had what bag did I have? I don't even think I had a bag with Postmates when I first started working with them. I didn't have a bag. So they were like, whatever heating bag that you had, you can use that for Postmates. So I was working, like you see, I'm in my regular clothes always. I was working in regular clothes. I would just walk in there, grab the Postmates, and I would come and put it in my waiter bag because my waiter bag was huge. So I wasn't bringing a big waiter bag in there looking like I'm working for them. And I was able to work for them the first day I signed up. They were like, we're going to mail your stuff in. 3 days later, my bag came. But before my bag came, I was already earning